well, it's helpful to understand. Okay, so prophets are intermediaries. They're the go-betweens between the human realm and God, the divine realm, and they have access, in a sense, to both. And so these intermediaries receive or claim to receive messages from God that they are then called to pass on to their audience. And Robert Wilson, many, many years ago, did a fascinating study, Prophecy and Society in Ancient Israel, in which he looked at prophecy in multiple different cultures, so multiple contemporary cultures that have prophets. And one of the things that he observed is that there are, in a sense, two types of prophets. There are what he calls the central prophets. They are the prophets of the status quo. They are the prophets who are on the king's payroll, the prophets who work for the temple. And of course, the king's got to have prophets on the payroll, because if the king is going to go to war or going to engage with neighboring states, the king needs, what's God's will here? And the prophet's role is to be the king's intermediary between God and the king. And temples would have prophets. And of course, the role of these central prophets is to support the political, social status quo. And we know how it works. If you pay the piper, you get to pick the tune, right? And then you have what are called peripheral prophets. These are prophets who emerge from the grassroots, from the margins of society. And they are rooted in these marginal communities, and they speak with the interests of these marginal communities in mind. And so they're the intermediaries between these marginal communities and God. So when they speak, they're going to have a bias towards the interests of the marginal communities. And so is there going to be conflict between central and peripheral prophets? Well, you bet there is.